Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honour to be here at TEDxVarna today. Me being a Varna resident, it's very few chances I get to speak of some of this international expertise to a local audience. Now, when I was asked to speak here, I was thinking, what does the Varna crowd want to hear? And it's not shopping centres. And I had a few really good ideas, information you must have. And I thought, well, how to get rich in 14 days, guaranteed. That would have been a good one. Maybe how to lose 5 kilograms in 10 days. Oh, I would have been lining up at the door for that one. Maybe how to be resistible to the other sex in 3 steps. Believe it or not, when you go around, and I see many of these presentations, I see ridiculous topics. And I get these people stand up, and I'm lecturing with them on different topics. And why I chose this particular topic is I was sick of going around to whether it's Istanbul, London, Prague, New York, lecturing and hearing people get up saying things that were factually incorrect. The crowd never questioned them, but they were wrong. And if people did the littlest bit of research, you would find that they were wrong. So then I'm going to bring all this in to international profits and specifically what people are saying about Bulgaria and Varna on an international level. What you read every day, what you see in the papers, what the experts tell you. Okay? So I hope to clear up a few misconceptions about you Bulgarians who the international experts say about you, even though they've never met you or lived here. Okay? University degree at the end, okay, that's a big ask. I'll see if I can pull that one off. So a few theories, a few statistics, and an opinion. First of all, in terms of theory, you've got 3 parts of any one message: the sender, the message, and the audience. Okay? Okay, you have feedback, you have interference, but for today's purposes, we're going to focus on these 3 areas, and I'll show you how they get it wrong. Okay, now first of all, we'll start with the sender. That's me. Now, when you think of the sender, you automatically get confirmation bias. If someone is standing up here in a suit and talking to you, you think that they must be correct, they know what they're talking about, and what they're saying is true. When you watch TV, just because it's on TV does not mean it's correct. Okay, and Edward Thorndike, and he is a true halo man, he came up in 1920, 100 years ago, the father of modern educational psychology. And he said, if people believe you are trustworthy and look trustworthy, then they will listen to you. If they think you're bad or you think you're dishonest or something's going wrong, they won't. Now that is just stating the obvious, isn't it, really? What I'm saying is don't judge a book by its cover. And all the big brands and all the big TV stations and many people put billions of research in how to make the person stand here or the person on the radio sound like they have a halo and what they're saying is true. So for you today, forget. Think the person up here or the person on the TV is someone you're at a local coffee shop. Forget their lovely suits. Just look at them like another person and don't have confirmation bias. Now, confirmation bias, the horns and halo, we can manipulate. The sender can manipulate how we come across to every person here. That's very easy. How you dress, what you say, etc. So let's then go over to your bias, okay? Because who you are, you Bulgarians, will see people different to someone in America. You'll have a different view of Donald Trump as, say, the Americans do. I think it'll be a very different view of Donald Trump. Okay, so personal bias, My grandparents didn't like the Japanese because of World War I. Oh, World War II, okay, that's personal bias. So if the Japanese man said something to them, they don't like it because you bombed Pearl Harbor. That sort of thing. That bias you will never come across. Funding bias. So if I'm working for a tobacco company, I'm doing research about how bad cigarettes are, where my money's coming from will influence my results, obviously. So when you're seeing information, think, who is paying for this? What is their motivation? Statistical data. Sometimes I'll get a group of 20 people come to results, and I'll put that whole results across the world and says everybody in the world thinks the same way. Okay, think of all these. You've got reporting bias, you've got analytical bias. Is the person analysing the data stupid? Okay, exclusion bias. Have we missed certain groups? Okay, we do a test how many people like Bulgarian food around the world. Okay, but we don't put Americans in. Then all of a sudden your data is then skewed. Okay. Now, as I said, there is millions and millions and millions spent on this sort of bias as well. And for me, don't ever try and change your bias. Just be aware of it. Now, in saying this, and specifically about bias, the reason why they invented this word bias, or one of the reasons for research, is because everybody gets it wrong. So they have this data, which is correct. They've done the research, and then 10 years later, they find that this is incorrect. The data the whole world has accepted is correct from the best universities is wrong. Whether it's with immunising your children in autism, whether it's the effects of marijuana on a medical use, whether there are bombs in Iraq, it does not matter. Because bias is after the fact, and they explain why they got it wrong. Okay, I'll do one bit more theory, and I'm going to try and bring this all together into an example which you will understand where the statistics can go wrong. Okay, we'll go back a sec. Why are they saying it? Questions to ask today of me and every speaker. Is this an opinion, or is it a stated fact? Where do they get their information from, and why are they saying it? What is their motivation? Okay, enough theory for now. I hate theory. How happy are we? And I'm not seeing any smiles in this room. I'm an Australian. You Bulgarians are 14.3 times happier than me. And every single one of us 24 million Australians, you are very, very unhappy. Okay? This is facts, and I will prove this beyond any doubt. In fact, you are 73% more unhappier. Okay, and I looked at this, and I smelt a rat. Something was, I've lived in Varna for 8 years. I see the smiles on the faces. I see the happiness, okay? This, just for an example why I thought this isn't correct. Bulgarians are unhappier than Ukrainians. Right now, you prefer to be in... 9,000 people were killed in the Ukrainian war and they're happier than you? Okay, there might be different reasons. Could be any number of things. Greece is happier than Bulgaria and you. Didn't they just see 10,000 people marching the streets protesting against austerity cuts? Aren't they the laughing stock of the world because they can't manage money? Isn't the suicide rate rocketing, but they're happier? Okay, that can be explained. Ethiopia, Iran, and wait for the icing of the cake, Palestine is happier than Bulgaria. Now, there's something, so all of a sudden I put my best researcher on it. Okay, now they measure this. How do they measure your happiness? Okay, that's a good question. They measure it on income per capita, how much money you're making, social support, schooling, etc., etc., healthy life expectancy, freedom to make choices, generosity and trust. So their spectrum of happiness is quite broad. This is my best researcher on. I gave him a day and I said, I want you to find out the answer. Because I don't think Bulgarians are unhappy. I think you're a happy mob. and I see it all the time. So I got my own data. My sources are, as you will see previously, the same as here. We don't have it. Morgan Gallup poll, United Nations Research, the Organisation for Economic Cooperative and Development. Okay, and what do I think makes people unhappy? What's an indicator? Suicide. If a whole country is so unhappy, then more people will be ending it. Australia and Bulgaria rank 61 and 62 in the world for suicide. Okay, so no one's ending their life more because things are so bad in Australia. So it's not suicide. What about divorce? Okay, now that's got to be a miserable experience to go through. That's got to make people unhappy. Australia, there's 43 divorces. In Bulgaria, there's 47 divorces for every 100 marriages. So that's in that with that acceptable 10% variance. Okay, so then straight away the love of my heart, I knew this had to be at alcohol. You're not getting drunk enough, or you're getting drunk too much. Okay? Now, I have to take here, and I won't have to take a round of applause, but Australians drink more than Bulgarians. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But we drink 12.2 litres of pure alcohol per year, and you drink 11.4. Okay, but Australians' alcohol consumption is wine. We're drinking it by the barrel. Yours, rakia. Or spirits, okay? So, and of course, Australians drink more beer on average than Bulgarians, and my wife actually said I have helped bring the Bulgarian average up, and I think there might be some truth in that. Cost of living, okay? Yes, things are cheap in Bulgaria, but we have no money. I use the Deutsche Bank Sin Index, which measures, for this example, the cost of 2 packs of cigarettes and 5 beers. Okay? That's at least an hour or two of entertainment. In Australia, that's $66. 66. In Bulgaria, I went down to the local Kaufland, it was about 15 lev. 5 lev, each pack of smokes. I got the Karmenica 2-litre bottles. So it was 15 lev. Ratioing that out, the cost of living in Australia is 811 units to Bulgaria's 744. So we earn more money, but we're not much cheaper. So then I went along again, and I'm going crazy, I'm pulling my hair out. What? Drug use. No, once again, Australia, we have a lot more, but I don't think the Bulgarian government report drug use as honestly as it is. Stupidity. Okay. By the Bulgarian National Research Institute and the Australian Bureau of Statistics, according to Australia, we're smarter than you. Stupidity is literacy and numeracy. Australians are better. I go to the Bulgarian National Institute, you guys read and write more. Not that. Political leadership. Australia's had 4 prime ministers in 5 years. And we're about to have another one. So it's not political leadership. We hate our leaders as much as you. Okay? Attractiveness. Now this is an opinion, and the grass is always greener on the other side. Okay? But let me tell you, Bulgarian women and men rank up there from an objective view. So it's not that. Is it weather? No. Sex per year. Well, now that's a really funny statistics, especially from Durex. Okay? Because I got my research to look at the sex per year versus the amount of children born. No good, okay? Some publications, Australians are doing it more, other ones, Bulgarian. That's all gone out. So I spent, and my team, why are you so unhappy? The real data, the false data, why? And we finally found the answer. I can tell you right now why you're unhappy. And hopefully, you all know this. There are 3. Mark Twain coined this phrase, but other people beat him to it. Lies, damn lies and statistics. The data is wrong. You're not unhappy. If you search long and hard enough, you will find data to support any cause. Excessive drinking, not enough drinking. Whatever your thing. So that is what I'm trying to say today. That when you keep hearing every day from the international experts with their mountains of data how happy every one of you is, and then you tell your friends how unhappy you are, and how that the rest of the world is so happy. Across the board, they're wrong. They are more than wrong. And what's their motivation for saying it? Okay, a little bit of theory here. In my view, and with a bit of theory, there's 3 reasons people say things. Intrinsic, autonomous, they don't think about it. I want a piece of pizza, I feel tired. Second is, that's none. Intrinsic. Second is, you say to a child, I love you. Fine. Third is very, very simple. The extrinsic or external motivation is because they're doing it for a reward or they're trying to please others. That's the motivations you're looking for. And what is that reward and why are they trying to please others? Okay, finishing up and moving along, I said a university degree, and this is what I encourage every person in this room to do. When I went to university, a university was a building gathered by a library, and information was centred there. Like the old Encyclopedia Britannicas, you had to go there. We're in the digital age now. You don't need to go to a building. The information's out there. Before, the only place was in a book in the library. Okay? So a university teaches you to ask the right questions. If you're a doctor, why are they sick? If you're an accountant, how do we save them money? If you're a lawyer, is he guilty? These are the education you can get anywhere. I looked before I came here, and you can do a heart transplant online. Learn how to do it. You need a degree to work out if the person telling you that heart transplant is right or wrong. Okay. And now finishing up, my 4 messages, very simply. Beware of false prophets, whatever they look like. Beware of statistics, because they can be manipulated. Understand bias, both mine and yours to the speaker, and do your own research. And most important, if there's one message I want people to take home today, Bulgarians are not unhappy. No more than any country I've lived in. I've lived in 15 different countries. Okay? And don't let anybody tell you so. So thank you, Varna, Bulgaria. The message is stay happy. Thank you very much.